This episode is brought to you by Thor's Ice Cream, the best ice cream menu in Billingham. Find them at the rink on game days and pick from their range of amazing desserts including the Biscoff brownie and the famous whippy trays, with a choice of amazing toppings. Supporters of the Stars and Buccaneers and proud partners of STARCAST. Find Thor's Ice Cream on social media.
This is STARCAST, the official podcast of the Billingham Stars. Watch and listen for the latest news from the Big Red Machine.
Hello again and welcome to your official Billingham Stars podcast. This is STARCAST for Wednesday, March the 11th. Tempest Fugit, the season running on to its conclusion and won't be long before we have a home game. How good would that be? If we can remember what to do when we turn up at the forum. But anyway, plenty to talk about still, and delighted to be joined as usual from Carol Hunter at home in Billingham and John O'Langstaff on location in a top secret place.
I mean, if I said get off the ice, you might know where I am, or somewhere where I'm near anyway.
Committed to the show, dialing in from pastures new. Welcome both. How's this week been? Everything good, I hope.
Yeah. So far, so good. Busy week to come, but so good.
We're still not talking about NHL, John. Okay.
Yeah, we could put the NHL on hold until the end of the season if you want.
At least the end of the season.
I'd agree. I would agree.
At least the end of the season, possibly longer. Depends what happens if we ever win a game again. So plenty to talk about from the world of the Billingham Stars. The Big Red Machine rides on a win in Widnes the weekend, and the road trip coming to a conclusion. Penultimate stop in Solihull next weekend. We've got the league roundup to talk about. Plenty going on around the division, and we've got any other business to finish off with as well. But we'll start on Saturday night at Widnes, the only game for your Billingham Stars, and being March, of course, it was an away game because that's all we seem to do in March. And Widnes 3, Billingham Stars 4, and a big win for the Big Red Machine. Stars goals from Ben Greenhalgh, and then Dan Sarsfield spoiled Ben Greenhalgh's party. But yeah, great from Ben. We'll talk about him in a second. Witness goals, Alston, Jolly and Parry late on, but a 4-3 win for the Billingham Stars. And we've had the post-game thoughts of Stephen Foster talking to Carol, so we'll go to Carol first. And a well-deserved win, Carol, and Foz seem to be happy with at least from the first interval onwards, the performance of the guys on Saturday night.
Well, yeah, I mean, 4-3 is a bit of a lie, to be honest, because we were in full control of that game.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't even when they, looked like they might be getting somewhere. It never felt out of our control, and it still wasn't a 60-minute game. But I'm not gonna do the whole broken record piece again. But certainly everybody showed willing, and if not for friend of the show, Luca Tisadri, doing his usual heroics in net, then the gap would have been much wider. I think the only thing you can look at for that game is we were perhaps a little bit too guilty of not making Luca work anywhere near hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very big goalie. And to get past him, you need to be finding the spaces around him and getting him to move. And we maybe didn't do that enough of that. But other than that, it wasn't a 4-3 game for me. Gap should have been wider. Guys were in full control. I think that's probably how I would sum it up.
Yeah, certainly following from afar and watching the updates and the Twitter and what have you, it certainly seemed that way after the second period onwards. What was the view on the bench, Jono?
Yeah, kind of pretty much how Carol said it kind of went. I think everyone was frustrated with the first period. I think no one could really get going. It was a bit weird. A lot of them coming off complaining about the ice surface, which was weird because for the warm-ups it looked like a sheet of glass, but for whatever reason it wasn't the same for the first period, and a few had a bit of a gruntle about the quality of the ice, whether that's deliberate to try and slow us down or not get our passing game going. But we know what Widnes bring. We know they bring 60 minutes of hard work, and it was going to be one of those type of battles, and that's what it was. It was a night for the third liners, which turned out to be a great night for Ben Greenhalgh. It was just battles, backs to the wall, grafting, grinding, doing what you can. I know we had plenty of shots on Luca, but probably not enough to make him work hard enough. So yeah, he probably faced over 40 shots, but probably not 40 making him really work hard. But the nets came in, the goals came from in and around the net, crashing and banging away, and it's just the way the lads got the job done. But pretty credit has to go to Widnes for the way they grafted as well.
Yeah, which is what we said last week. We knew what Widnes would bring, and it was up to us to kind of work around them. Last week we were talking about Luca and his work rate and how many shots, and we just said the total. We didn't do the math. Somebody has done the math. After listening to last week's show, a friend of the show, Anthony Russell, did the math. Luca faces on average over 43 shots a game. We put 48 on him on Saturday, so we've increased his average. But like you say, Carol, the shots maybe is not of the quality, but we need to talk about our new goal scoring machine. We're used to the one-off thunder strikes from Ben, but these ones are poachers' goals around the net.
Yeah, no thunder strikes. Is that the politically correct way we're phrasing
That's
this
the
one?
Pre-watershed version, yes.
The pre-watershed version, thunder strikes. No thunder strikes on Saturday even. No, but Ben in and around the net, exactly where he needs to be. I think I don't know if I remember saying this on the podcast a few weeks ago. He seems to get himself in the right positions, and I think Saturday was a great example of that. He got himself into all the right positions to, just took that puck away when he needed to. All credit to him. Absolutely fantastic natural hat trick there. Great stuff. And his first senior hat trick. I'm sure all the lads gave him plenty of slaps on the back, let's say, on Saturday night. Great stuff. What can we say? We've watched him come through the juniors. It's always good to see one of our own getting one of those big milestones. Yeah.
Obviously we've played him majority as a D, but as Carol says, John, he's got that forward instinct. I think he played a lot of forward at juniors, and he plays forward at Bucks, I believe, as well when he met with them, and he's kind of got that instinct, and that showed being where he was in the right place at the right time on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it just works out. Ben's just one of those guys who's got a bit of a hockey brain, whether he's playing in defense or offense. I think he was struggling a bit this year on D. He just couldn't find his rhythm or find any form. I think people kind of expected him to move on again from last year, because he had a great year last year playing D. It just didn't happen for him. Fozzie sat down, spoke with him, asked him if he wanted to move forward, and I don't think he's looked back since that's happened. He's scoring goals, he's chipping in with big face-off wins in crucial moments. He's trusted with being on the dot now, which is a big role for players, because if you don't win those face-offs, you don't have possession of the puck. You don't have possession of the puck, you can't score goals. So he's being trusted with that, and he's doing okay. He's holding his own, if probably not better, holding his own. And like you say, he's got an intelligent hockey brain. He's finding himself in the right places at the right time, and he's got a few poachers goals on Saturday for that reward.
Yeah, and I say that third line, as Carol said and Fozzie said in his post game, that was kind of the key where the goals came from. But obviously it was a full team performance, and the back end as well. I know people were talking about the partnership that's been developing with Will Thornton and Lewis Baldwin. That's obviously reunited. Will wasn't with us last week, but that's kind of a solid partnership. They say the experience of Lewis and Will's kind of willingness to learn, and that's going to only something that's going to be growing as they play more together, Jono.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and what a better player from Will to learn from as well, Lewis, with all the experience he has. I mean, Lewis is only a young lad himself, 26 years old, but he's been around the block, as you say, in the hockey world and played at a very, very top level and a very, very great level with Leeds Knights. They've got some great players there, and he's played with some of the best in the country, and in the likes of Kieran Brown. So he's faced that sort of level of player in training week in, week out. You're going to get a good understanding and a good level of hockey. And Will's got a fantastic teacher in that sense, someone he can learn from, someone he can watch and be alongside on the ice as well. So it's a great partnership, and they've done well putting them two together, because I think it'll only benefit the club moving forward.
Yeah. And perennial friend of the show, he's on a bit of a rich vein, Carol. Ethan on that third line. The work rate again continues. He managed to pick up an assist on one of Ben's goals, and he just a complete kind of a Swiss Army knife for the Stars, wherever we need him to fit in, and he's doing a fantastic job for us.
Absolutely. You know what you're going to get with Ethan. I'm sure he'd be the first to admit he's not the prettiest player in the world, but he works his socks off every shift. Doesn't give the puck up easily, is prepared to stick up for his teammates, a proper battler in the corners, exactly what you want. And I don't know what it is, this second half of the season, he seems to have really come into his own. I can only see him getting better, really. He's still putting in plenty of ice time with the Bucks as well. So he's getting plenty of opportunities out there, and all power to him. Keep it going, lad.
Yeah, no, 100%. Anybody else catching the eye on either side on Saturday night, Carol?
I'd say that entire third line for me. Lucas flying up and down the wing. We had Matty Pickup out there as well. Third line just really, really put in the extra shifts on Saturday for me. They really shone. We tend to sit here most weeks giving maybe the first or second line a little bit of sunshine, and I think this week it all has to go to the third line for me.
Yeah. Jono, same for you. Anybody either side?
I think Matty Pickup had a great Saturday. Yeah, I think he had a great weekend as well. I was fortunate enough to watch him on Sunday for the Bucks. Him and Ethan, over the last few weeks, you can see the confidence growing in them, and whether it's just a confidence thing or something's just clicked with them. The pair of them they're in absolutely great form. Whether it's not scoring goals for the Stars, they are scoring them for the Bucks, and they're bringing that confidence into the Stars, showing great energy and great speed. The pair of them are riding a high at the moment, and long may it continue for both teams as long as they're playing for both teams.
Yeah, and those guys, like you say, Matty and Will stepped up this year, just 16, so they're still in the very early stages of their senior career and boding well so far. Something we did talk about last week, and I've seen pictures. You've seen it in the flesh. What was the green shirts like?
Minging.
They were
absolutely rank.
They were worse in the flesh than they were in the photos. I think we all got raffle tickets to win a signed version, and we'd all pretty much decided if any of the Stars fans won it, they were going to find a kid from Widnes to give it to.
Yeah. But Billy was down there with these new BFF, Widnes' own mascot, and a natty range of headwear from Billy the Bear. Yeah,
he looked good. Him and Shadow have had a really nice little rapport going this year. I mean, it's lovely when the two opposing teams can find some common ground to entertain the fans, and Billy's been an absolute raging success for us this year. But along with that, a lot of that is to do with how he's been mixing with other teams' mascots, and I think Shadow's probably taken the prize this year for what shall we call it? Mascot interaction. I don't know, but yeah, they seem to have struck up a real rapport, and they were dancing their way around Widnes on Saturday. I have to say, by the way, Widnes on Saturday was the fullest I'd ever seen it. That was a stacked out barn. And I don't know if they'd done extra promo in the area or whatever, but it was great to see. But it was, hardly a seat left to be had. It was really good to see.
Yeah, no, fair play. So there's a lot of crowd numbers around the country seem to be going well, which is boding well for the run into the end of the season. Anything else from Saturday night you wanna bring up? Anything else that we've missed? Obviously, the traveling supporters always. Fozzie made a point of it again. It was a late finish on Saturday night, traveling down to the northwest, but the Big Red Machine fans still traveling in good numbers to support. Perhaps not the season we wanted, but they're still supporting the guys home and away, which is good to see.
Yeah, great numbers travelled Saturday. So kudos to them, especially for a 7 p.m. face-off.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. So we'll leave it there then. So a win for the Billingham Stars at the Widnes Wild on Saturday. I say the Stars' only game of the weekend. So we'll do a quick roundup of the NIHL North Division 1, courtesy of our friends at NIHL Stats. We'll go through all of the games from what was a 3-day weekend for the division. We had a Friday night game in Telford. Telford Tigers 6, Leeds Knights 2. Big win for the Tigers there. Leeds Knights, a debut for another Braden. Finn's younger brother Evan made his Leeds junior debut. So another Braden on the production line. But an easy, comfortable win, 52 shots to 25 for Telford on a Friday night. Saturday, Telford, another home game. But this was an important one from Billingham's point of view. It was to see who's third and fourth in the division. Telford 4, Solihull 7. A big road win for the Solihull Barons. A hat-trick for Vladimir Luka and a goal for Jason Silverthorne. But they were undone by White, Phil Mulcahy, a hat-trick for him, and 2 for Nicholas Otterson. So a big road win for the Solihull Barons. We'll see how that affects the league table in a moment. Widnes Billingham, we've talked about. Leeds, the second game of the weekend, was a home one, a 4-0 home defeat against the Hull Jets. Ethan Daintith, another goal. He's in a purple patch of scoring. And a hat-trick from Mark Florence. Bit of a throwback there. Mark Florence hat-trick. On to Sunday, Hull Jets 2, D-Side Dragons 5. Aidan Dancer and Scott Morris for Hull. Jake Wachowski, 4 goals for him. And Percival for the other one with D-Side. So a win for the Dragons on the road. Nottingham, the late game. Nottingham 1, Blackburn 5. Comfortable enough on the road for the Blackburn Hawks. 2 for Adam Barnes, 2 for James Riddick, and Dylan Hullaby. Chan with the other goal for Nottingham. And then the final one, Solihull 4, Leeds 0. So Leeds' 3-game weekend ends with 0 points and 0 goals. Adams, Nixon, Race, and Riley for Solihull. So comfortable Sunday night for the Barons. Before we look at the league standings, any games catching their eye, Carol?
Solihull winning at Telford was a little unexpected. Big local derby, obviously. But Solihull are clearly finding some form towards the end of the season. Of course they are. I said last week I didn't think Leeds had a prayer of making the playoffs, and they put the nail in their own coffin this weekend. 3 games, no points. I cannot see them making it from here.
Yeah, would concur with that. Don't know any of the scores from you? Same as Carol, or anything else?
Yeah, it was pretty much the Telford Solihull game, just because of the implications it has with us. Not surprised at the result, but more the scoreline, I think.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the league table then. I'm trying to see if they play each other anymore, or if they're done. I'll come back to that. So the league table as things stand, Hawks, just 1 game left for them. They're on 93 points. D-Side secure enough in second, 76 points. Then it's Solihull now in third, 68 points from 32 games. 21 wins, 2 overtime wins, 1 overtime loss, and 8 losses. Telford Tigers down to fourth, 68 points from 32 games, with exactly the same record as the Solihull Barons. So Barons ahead, just on their head-to-head record. The Stars in 5th, 56 points from 33. Hull just below us, 49 from 33. Widnes qualified now, 33 points from 34 games. And Nottingham Lions holding that last spot, 28 points from 34. Leeds have 3 games left to try and do something, but they'll need points from all 3 games. They have 21 points from 33 games. And Scimitars at the bottom there, 6 points from their 33, also with 3 games left. So it's looking at the next game. We'll see the top 8 concluded, but as we said last week, it's the order of that top 8, and Solihull's run of form has put them in 3rd. Which now, if we play our favourite game of playoffs started tomorrow, Blackburn Nottingham, that doesn't change. D-side Widnes, that doesn't change. It's now Solihull versus the Hull Jets, and Telford versus Billingham, another Midlands team we've never beaten all season. Get in.
So I've just looked. Solihull's remaining fixtures are Billingham Sunday, Hull the following weekend. That's it. And then on the final weekend, on the Sunday, Solihull Barons play the Telford Tigers.
Solihull have got Sheffield on Saturday as well.
Yeah, they've got 4 games left, so there's a outstanding one there.
Yeah, so they do that, yeah. But that's a win.
I think Telford's running is harder. They've got D-side and Blackburn in there.
Yeah. So a better man would probably say we do have Telford in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, what about whoever it is? Obviously, you've got to find your way through anybody to win the playoffs. So whoever you face, 2 legs, we know we've got to be ready. So we'll follow that. I say we'll have a better idea maybe after this coming weekend how things are shaping up. But those playoffs, as we've mentioned, after the end of the regular season, so it is the 28th and 29th, 2 legs, quarter-final. The following weekend is a 2-leg semi-final, and then it builds up to the Steel City Showdown, which we'll talk about in any other business. On the, I've forgotten the dates now, 11th and 12th of April.
11th and 12th, yeah.
That's very good. So yeah, so that's the league table, and this weekend's fixtures, as we've already said. So Saturday, Hull Widnes, Telford D-side, Sheffield, Solihull, and then Sunday, Solihull Billingham, Leeds Telford, and Nottingham versus Sheffield. So yeah, so 2 games for Leeds. A game for Leeds, a game for Nottingham. So that should, if it goes as expected, that'll be the end of Leeds' playoff hopes, and the top 8 will be secure. We will take a quick break, and we come back. We'll talk about the next game on the Billingham Stars road trip, as we've already trailed it. It's Solihull this coming Sunday, and we'll do a bit of AOB as well to round things off. Stay tuned with us here on your favourite Billingham Stars podcast. This is STARCAST.
This episode is brought to you by Thor's Ice Cream, the best ice cream menu in Billingham. Find them at the rink on game days and pick from their range of amazing desserts, including the Biscoff brownie and the famous whippy trays, with a choice of amazing toppings. Supporters of the Stars and Buccaneers and proud partners of STARCAST. Find Thor's Ice Cream on social media.
Welcome back to STARCAST. Carol, Jono, and myself here to talk again. The longest road trip in Christendom continues for the Billingham Stars away to the Solihull Barons on Sunday. We've just been checking the form, Carol, and as is our way, we are playing the most informed team in the world every week again. And Solihull Barons on a bit of a tear, 6 games in a row, 6 wins, and it seemed to coincide with their coaching change.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear that something had to change in Solihull, and they changed it, and it's worked. Obviously, we're never going to be privy to what goes on behind closed doors, but something wasn't quite right. They've made the change, and they've hit form at exactly the right time.
Mm-hmm. And they're winning. They're not just winning games; they're they're winning games comfortably and scoring goals, and it seems to relit a fuse under Mr. Otterson, which is great news for us playing him on Sunday.
Yeah, well, I mean, long-term watchers of the Stars will have figured out by now. Nicholas Otterson has been around for about 103 years, I think, and has always been a fabulous player. Evergreen, it would appear, because he's Peter Pan. He doesn't, age is not catching him up. I don't even think he's that old. He's just been around forever. So he's always the guy you've got to watch out for. But they have got very good offensive talent throughout the squad. You know, they've now got both of Mulcahy's back. So yeah, you can't rule them out. Alex White, we've talked about for some seasons as well. Great talent. The other import they brought in, Mr. Riley, he's not done too bad either. And the bloke with the lovely hair, is it Lewis Allen, the one that keeps doing the L'Oreal impression? Yeah, he's not doing too bad either. And all back, because he's worth it. All backed up by a friend of the show, Graham Laverick, who is possibly one of the most underrated netminders in our league. Seems to fly under the radar an awful lot, doesn't get talked about, but always does a job.
Yeah. I was just having a look there. The new coach, when he was appointed, Jono, we didn't know that much about him. Obviously, he was a former Baron. Seems to be stayed around the Midlands, and whatever he's doing and however he's doing it, it's had a big effect on the Barons.
Yeah, huge. Like I say, not very well known in our circles up north anyway. I'm sure he probably is very well known down there. Probably known in the junior circles, but with the fire and power that he had there, I mean, I don't think it was too big a task to change things around. And I want for a better word, I think an NHL coach who was just coming to Detroit recently just said, just play hockey. And that's probably what he's told them guys to do. Just play hockey, do what you've always done, because we've mentioned the firepower there, Otterson, the Mulcahy's, Alex White. They'll score goals for fun. They're a very fast-paced team. They're very intimidating in that absolute horrific ice rink of theirs. And they'll use that to all their advantages. And we'll have to be massively in our game this weekend if we want to get anything out of it, never mind to win.
Yeah. Before this weekend's stats, Nicholas Otterson's 82 points in 30 games, so he's obviously on his usual par. But then you see Mulcahy's 52 points. Phil Mulcahy's 23 points. He's only played 19 games, obviously started late, coming back from injury. Alex White over a point a game. Lucas Price over a point a game. Carol's fave, Lewis Allen, 33 points in 30 games. Because so yeah, like I say, they've got the forward, they've got the firepower up front, and I say with Graham at the back, he gives them a chance to win every night, which is what you want from your goalie.
Absolutely, and this is the time of year as well that he'll have to get dialed in, and it's a busy time of the year. Everyone's eyes are only focused on the playoffs now. Like I say, the league title's gone anyway, so it can only be focused on the playoffs. And I think the Barons, especially the players, will probably feel like they owe their fans something with that roster that they've got. They probably should have fared better in the cup. They certainly should have fared a lot better in the league. So the playoff titles is the last one available, and they'll probably be going all out for that. And it's full focus and full attention on that. And they're going to need Graham Laverick on his absolute best to bring that title back to Solihull.
I was looking again at the stats up until this weekend. They're not fully updated. He started all 30 games for them. Save percentage just under 900, but like I say, he's playing every single minute, pretty much of every game. So he's a busy man, but I say solid enough at the back. And when you've got guys scoring points the way they do, he doesn't need to do a lot, Carol.
No. I just do think he flies under an awful lot of people's radars. There's other goalies that get mentioned before he does, and I don't think that's particularly fair, because he's proved time and time again that he's solid, he's reliable. To teams have got to work hard to get past him, that's for sure. He usually stands on his head against us, obviously. Yeah, I just think as goalies go in our league, he is right up there, but weirdly doesn't get talked about. I've never really understood that, but hopefully he starts getting some recognition, because he's obviously contributing to a great run.
Yeah. What is it? I think I've said this before. Solihull is one of the few rinks in the league I haven't been to.
I wouldn't rush.
Yeah. Last year we obviously had the won the league, then kind of snapped the hoodoo, but there's obviously something that the netting's the big thing. But what is it about Hobbs Moat Road as a venue that makes it kind of the problem for so many teams? It appears to be, Carol.
I think there's an awful lot of things. It's a very old school rink to start with. The fans are right on top of you, sometimes literally. We won't mention gloves getting stolen in corners or anything like that, but the fans are right on top of you. They're very vocal, amongst other things. It's quite small anyway. It feels quite claustrophobic. The sight lines are absolutely awful. There's no gate, so everybody's has to leap over to get to the bench, which is quite funny if you ever go and watch junior hockey there. It really is quite funny, actually. And obviously the netting, you can't get a delay of the game penalty there, which is just bizarre. It is absolutely bizarre. There's an awful lot about Solihull that makes it unique, and all in one place. But I think the main thing for visiting teams is the fact that the fans are right on top of you. Now, some players really, really thrive on that. I know I had a conversation with Jacob about this once. He loves it. He just gives the banter back. But I imagine for some players it can be quite mentally tough to go there, because it's constant from the sidelines, and they don't give up, like little Rottweilers in that corner. And it is a unique venue, and I'd strongly suggest you do go there once just to sample it, but once might be enough.
And the Barons team, John, or maybe it's not as much this year, but in previous years certainly they've had a team to kind of play on that kind of intense feeling of the rink. Obviously they play with a lot of size, a lot of physicality, and they kind of play into the kind of advantage the rink gives them.
Yeah, absolutely, and it'll probably be one of the things that they say before every game: get the hits in early, get the crowd going. Let's get on the backs of the opposition and make it an absolute difficult place for them to be. Like I say, it's easy. And Carol's right. For whatever reason, you just feel so claustrophobic. It feels so small, and everything's just on top of you. Even watching as a fan, and you can't get a good view anywhere because everyone's just stood in your way or around you. Like this, I mean, unique's probably a word I wouldn't describe for the place, but on the basis of being PC, I think it's a very unique building, and cold, damp, it's dark, dingy. There's, like I say, no glass. There's no benches properly for the players. You've got a bit of netting around them to keep fans off you from walking behind. Fans can grab the equipment off players. It's just absolutely bizarre. And I think it's time it comes up to 2026, I think, because I don't know, maybe it has become a safety thing a bit sooner or later.
Yeah. I mean, going back, I remember the back in the day, this is maybe my old man act. The Super League, if you can remember that, when Newcastle were in the Super League. Who was it Super League? It might have been the BNL. Solihull had a team in the BNL. It must have been.
Was that the Cobras or the River Kings?
This would have been Vipers. This would have been Danny Lorenz, was an import goalie, came from Guildford Flames, played up in the Spectrum, which is a small, tidy facility. Comes up to Newcastle, and then one of his early games is in Solihull, and obviously didn't get the netting, and the puck came back off the netting, hit him on the back, and went in. And he's like, "What's this all about?" He was completely brand new to him, So yeah, unique's probably a word, but whether it's a 21st century hockey, but one of those things. Sample it first before we criticise. So I haven't been there. The other thing about Solihull, and again we've mentioned it on the show before, is the post game. Will you be partaking of the post game, Carol?
Almost certainly. Yeah. Why not? I mean, let's face it, the number of times I've been down there and the chippies being the highlight. Yeah, it's quite often put a smile on my face when I felt bloody miserable. So, yeah, why not? Give it another shout out. Along with obviously, we need to give a shout out to our Solihull fan base as well, since we are going to see you on Sunday.
Regular viewers and listeners, yes.
We hope the welcome is there.
Yes. We'll share a chipped potato afterwards with them if they venture into the public domain. We'll have to make a note for the summer. One of our summer episodes is to do the proper rink food thing. So obviously we've got Solihull chippy tick, Hull chip spice tick, fill in the rest of the blanks, and we'll see what we can do for a bit of summer episode.
We have to take
Blackburn with the trade at the moment.
We have to take Blackburn Burger King off.
Blackburn, that was the big news last week. Blackburn's Burger King, but they have got, what was it, an Indian
street
food?
Yeah,
it wasn't open yet. Yeah, Indian street food it's going to be.
Yeah. It's the future, as somebody once said. Obviously, Jono, you won't be partaking because you are in further afield next weekend.
Yeah, I'm going a bit further south this time. I'm going to go to warmer, sunnier climes. I'm sick of the weather, so I'm going to go and get something a bit warmer and a bit sunnier.
Sunnier than Seaton Carew. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, that's for another week. But yeah, so if you are travelling, it's 5:30 on Sunday at Hobbs Moat Road, Planet Ice Rink there in Solihull. Barons against your Billingham Stars. Usual rules apply if you're travelling, and enjoy the weekend with your Billingham Stars. The road trip coming towards an end. Just one more game, and then we'll see you at the Forum in just under a fortnight time. Any other business? We mentioned last week Swindon won the national. I think it's only fair, Carol. You were going to the South Division 1 has been wrapped up this weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's been a bit of a battle down there all season. They lost some teams, so it's been a shortened programme for them. But the usual suspects were battling it out all season, and the usual suspect won it at the weekend. So congratulations to Slough Jets, who have won the league once again, and will do battle in Coventry with Blackburn at the national playoff weekend. And while we're on the subject of Slough, happy birthday to Neil Lydiard, 47 years young, used to play for the Bombers, still playing for Slough Jets. Well done.
Yeah. Left little lids, yes. Just checking my notes. It was something. What was the other? Oh yeah. So you mentioned Coventry. Obviously, the weekend before that is the Steel City Showdown. If you haven't already done so, tickets still on sale for the Festival of NIHL Divisional Hockey. 4 championship games on Saturday, 2 national championship games on Sunday, 6 games for a fantastic price. Stars in Block 7. It was 6, now it's going to be 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Cracked that joke last week, didn't work.
Yeah, wasn't last week either.
No, oh well. Again, playing the old man cards, dad jokes and all that. Yeah, so Block 7 if you're booking to be with the Stars fans. But I say, first time it was done last year, bit of an overrun, but they'll learn from that. A fantastic weekend of hockey, just non-stop NIHL divisional hockey. See some teams from the south that you don't normally see, and catch up with fans from all across the country. Well worth the weekend, and it's in Ice Sheffield, so it's a smart rink. The food and drink options, all the stuff's there. You have a look on England Ice Hockey's website, ticket details. You can book your tickets, and hopefully another big contingent travelling down from Billingham. Jono.
I think this week. No, I'm only joking. No, plenty. As usual, the warm-up jerseys raffle is still ongoing. So do get your jersey, your tickets to win a chance to win those jerseys. Tickets are selling very, very fast, actually. So do get them while you still can. Obviously, we're showing the new shorts that are available. So get your orders in for these. I believe prices and everything will be out on the Facebook page in the next 24 hours, along with some new merch, which we are going to have is Billingham Stars beach towels and Billingham Stars golf towels. These will be getting also put on the social media channels very, very shortly. Obviously, we are getting closer and closer and closer to another home game. We will get there eventually. So get your orders in. Buy what we've got left. There will be a sale on. I promise you there will be a sale on for the last home league game of the season. So yeah, just getting in. Thank you for all your support, for all the tickets that you bought so far on the raffles as well. So yeah, I know at the moment it all seems like a bit take, but it is much appreciated, and every penny we do get is going to go straight back into the lads.
Fantastic, thank you. And I put the photo up without the full parental advisory, but they were Jono's legs and shorts, and I hope everybody's still all right.
Well, we could have done the beach towel with me just wearing the beach towel, but we did think that was a bit too far.
That wouldn't have survived the watershed, I don't think. We'll try it. Try again for next week. Just reminded us as Jono was talking there, Carol, the presentation night still on sale as well.
Very much so.
If you remind me the date.
Get your emails into Alan to make sure you get those tickets. I think anybody who's ever been to a presentation night before will tell you it's well worth it.
Yeah. Can I
24th of April.
Date?
24th.
Friday the 24th at the Synthonia Suites, which we used last year. Fantastic venue in Billingham. So get yourself booked in for that. Email Alan. I say food and all the players are there. The players awards, club awards and things like that, and catch up with the fans for possibly the last time in the season. So well worth a night out as well. Anything else we've missed? Anything that I have forgotten? Because I tend to do that sometimes.
We should probably give a shout out to Altrincham Aces for winning the Hockey Hound Cup. We'll give some Stars sponsor love out to Hockey Hound for sponsoring that particular competition. Altrincham Aces picked it up at the Forum on Sunday.
Yes, they did, and they're talking of teams on a tear. The Aces are on a bit of a tear into the North too postseason, so they could be one to look out for. Seem to be on
a new coaching team there as well, isn't there?
In Altrincham, yeah.
Yeah, is it Thomas Reeves and is it Greaves as well? Everyone remembers Greaves. It's Revs and Greaves that are running the show there, and seems we've got the lads pulling in the same direction. So yeah, they could be causing some troubles in Division 2 playoffs. Yeah,
no, that's fantastic to see that, and it's obviously it's a North 2 kind of interdivisional thing because they don't play as many league games as Division 1. So there's the Hockey Hound Cup kind of fills in some dates for the teams in that division. So well done to Hockey Hound stepping up again and supporting your NIHL hockey as they do. If that's it, we shall draw a veil over this week's edition of STARCAST. A reminder again, Sunday at 5:30 at Solihull Barons, the Hobbs Motor Rink in Solihull, if you're travelling to support your Billingham Stars. And after that, it will just be 1 week until a home game, when we all try and struggle and remember A, how to get there, and B, what do we do at a home game. We'll tell you all to do about that next week on the show. But for now, thank you to Carol, and thank you to Jono. Enjoy your trip further south in Seaton Carew. We'll see you in due course. Carol, you and I, I'm sure we'll try and make stuff up next week.
Always.
Yeah, it's a promise. It's a guarantee almost. But yeah, thanks to Carol and Jono for their input, and give us the usual like and follow and review if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or Amazon or wherever you download or listen or sent or made to listen or made to watch, or however you consume your edition of STARCAST. It is very much appreciated, and we will be back next week to talk more about your Big Red Machine. But for now, from STARCAST, Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching and listening to STARCAST. Follow us on social media and remember to subscribe and leave a review on your podcast platform.